Did you know that according to an article published by the Centers of Disease Control on April 7, 2017, titled Get the Facts, sugar sweetened drinks are the leading source of added sugars in the American diet. This is an alarming statistic that gives me some insight to the decreasing health of Americans. According to my audience analysis, everyone knows that public health is a major issue in the United States. As sugar consumption reaches an all-time high, we see more and more government officials trying to combat the problem. One example of this is the infamous soda ban put in place by Mayor Bloomberg in the New York Board of Health. It's interesting to point out that the majority of my audience is not aware of the ban. It was called the Sugary Drinks Portion Cap Rule, and it was implemented in New York City in 2013. Now, I really like my big gulp, so when I heard about this, I was very interested. I wanted to find out more details as well as the outcome of this rule. The New York City soda ban was legislation put in place in an effort to limit the amount of sugar consumption by the public. Today, I'd like to share with you some of my research in this legislation. I will start by discussing the sugar epidemic in America, what path New York City took to confront the problem, the implementation of the sugary drinks portion cap rule, and the judicial outcome of the rule. First, we will begin by exploring the sugar epidemic in America. Obesity is a dangerous issue facing Americans today. According to a web article published by Harvard School of Public Health on March 15, 2018, titled Sugary Drinks, 2 out of 3 adults and 1 out of 3 children in the United States are overweight or obese. These statistics are alarming. Obesity needs to be taken seriously because its harmful effects lead to serious health issues such as high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. One major contributor to the obesity epidemic is the increased consumption of sugar in today's society. You could probably guess that the largest source of sugar in the American diet is none other than soda. To put in perspective how much sugar is in a soda, think about this. 1 can of Coke contains a whopping 10 teaspoons of sugar. Sugar content in drinks is a real issue. These drinks are widely available and consumed in large quantities, and it is creating unhealthy Americans. Now that we've discussed the current obesity epidemic, let's look at some historical legislation that was implemented to combat sugar consumption. In 2013, New York City Mayor Bloomberg, along with the City Board of Health, proposed a soda ban that would limit the size of soft drinks. They worked to create a piece of legislation called the Sugary Drinks Portion Cap Rule, which took effect on March 12, 2013. Under the rule, soft drink sizes that amounted to more than 16 ounces were prohibited from sale in New York City. This meant the city-regulated restaurants, delis, movie theaters, and sports stadiums were all banned from selling sugar-sweetened drinks that were larger than 16 ounces. The purpose of this legislation was to reduce sugar consumption by the public, for the sole purpose of encouraging healthier lifestyles. Next, let's look at what happened once the New York portion cap rule was implemented. The legislation immediately gained a lot of attention. As the ban took effect, there was not only government support, but there was public support as well. 32,000 written and oral comments were received in favor of the ban, but as you can imagine, there was opposition as well. The biggest coming from none other than soda companies. These soda companies hired lawyers and launched campaigns against the new legislation, claiming that it negatively affected business. The soda industry, along with concerned citizens, also pushed against the ban due to its infringement upon civil liberties, claiming Americans have the right to decide what products they want to buy. This opposition continued until finally the sugar drinks portion cap rule headed for judicial review. The case was brought before the New York Court of Appeals in 2014. According Huffington Post article, court rejects New York City's portion cap for sugary drinks, which was published on August 27, 2014. The court found the New York City sugary drinks portion cap rule exceeded the scope of its regulatory authority, therefore it was repealed. The court's decision was a major defeat for health advocates. After the ruling, Dr. Mary Bessette, the Commissioner of Health for the city, issued a statement stating that the rule does not change the fact that sugary drink consumption is a key driver in the obesity epidemic, and they will continue to find ways to limit the effects of sugary drinks and unhealthy foods. Now that we have discussed the main points, we can recap. In conclusion, it is clear to see the New York City soda ban legislation was put into place in an effort to limit the amount of sugar consumption by the public. I have covered the current sugar epidemic in America, the path New York City took to confront the problem, the implementation of sugary drinks portion cap rule, and the judicial outcome of the rule. While it remains to be seen whether or not governing officials will keep trying to pass laws against sugar consumption, one thing is certain: we have a real epidemic threatening the health of Americans. Researching this case has really opened my eyes. Next time I step up to the counter about to order my extra large soda, I'm going to stop myself and ask how much sugar is in this drink. I hope you will too. Thank you for your time.